Welcome to one of the largest and most complex cities in the world. Join us in this guide to discover the highlights in Mexico City. Mexico City, also known as the City of Palace, is one of the largest urban areas in the world, and its history is one of the most interesting as well. We will start our journey in the morning through the Alameda Central. This is a public urban park in downtown Mexico City that used to be an Aztec market. Here we can admire the Palacio de Bellas Artes, Fine Art Palace, in all its splendor, the most beautiful building in the historic center of Mexico City. Right on the corner, you can visit the Latin American Tower and observe from its viewpoint the four cardinal points of the capital. The historic center comes alive at 8 in the morning. We recommend you visiting early, as there are many things to see in it. We will continue to the Zocalo, or Plaza de la Constitución, which is located in the heart of the historic center. The plaza is surrounded by Metropolitan Cathedral of Mexico City, the National Palace, the historic City Hall, and the government building. We will learn a little bit about the Metropolitan Cathedral. The interior is as impressive as its facades because it's decorated by altar pieces and paintings. The cathedral is a living Catholic temple, so you will see people attending to Mass. As a visitor, during the tour, you will learn about the history and the meaning of each artworks. Behind the cathedral, there is the Museum of the Ruins of the Templo Mayor, main temple, which was destroyed after the Spanish invasion, to build the cathedral that we see today on its foundations. We can still appreciate vestiges of how the ceremonial center was, currently visited by thousands of tourists attracted by its vast collection of Mesoamerican art, monolithic sculptures, and by preserving its great condition, the enormous cultural legacy left by the original inhabitants of the great Tenochtitlan, founders of what we now know as Mexico City. Another great site in Mexico City is the Chapultepec Forest. It's so extensive that it's divided into three sections that house lakes, museums, monuments, and a large number of cultural attractions that make it one of the most visited places in Mexico City. The National Museum of Anthropology and History is located in the first section. It has the most complete collection of Mesoamerican art in the world, and touring it all can take a couple of hours. In front of the museum, you can observe the ritual of the Voladores de Pampantlan flyers, an ancient tradition. Now let's visit the Chapultepec Castle, located at the top of the hill that gives the forest its name. Built as a summer house for the Viceroy of New Spain, today it's a museum open to the public that you should not miss in your visit to Mexico City. The monuments, gardens, and rooms of the castle will transport you to different times of the city, while you enjoy an unparalleled view of one of the largest cities in the world. This great city has witnessed invasions, wars, epidemics, earthquakes. However, it is the heroic acts of its citizens that allow it to stand and continue to develop its glory. After watching the sunset at the castle, we recommend you to walk at night along the Reforma Avenue and admire its monuments. Another unmissable point in the city of is the Monument of the Revolution. At its top, there is a viewpoint that you can access to contemplate another face of the city from above. Now we will discover Teotihuacan, which is located approximately 1 hour 20 minutes from Mexico City. This is the most popular archeological zone in Mexico and probably the most visited in the world. Every year, the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon receive more than 2 million visitors interested in knowing the place where men become gods, which was formerly one of the largest and most influential settlements in Anahuac. The first visit will be the Basilica De Guadalupe, the sanctuary dedicated to the Virgin Mary that is on the way to Teotihuacan. The Basilica of Guadalupe is the most visited Catholic site in the world, receiving approximately 20 million pilgrims and thousands of tourists a year, attracted by the story of the Virgin's appearance on the Chapultepec Hill. Here is the epicenter of Mexican devotion. where Pope John Paul II canonized Juan Diego for witnessing the appearance of the Virgin and delivering a mantle with the image of the Virgin Mary as a testimony of the miraculous event. Placed on the upper floor, the image of the Virgin watches the curious and the devout alike. Here, people come to thank for help or request divine intervention in a problem. It is common for visitors to take home a figure or image of the Virgin that can be found outside the temple. We continue to Teotihuacan. It is located approximately 15 minutes from the Basilica of Guadalupe. The tours include a specialized guide in the archeological zone, who speaks English and Spanish. The wind is the element that welcomes you when you arrive in Teotihuacan, and that will make your imagination fly when you visit the ruins of what centuries ago was one of the most glorious cities of Anahuac. According to the legends, here the gods sacrificed themselves to create a fifth sun, which is the one that currently lights us and gives us the heat. However, little is known about the original inhabitants of this magnificent place that is part of the identity of the Mex. What we do know is that it is a place full of mysticism and is one of the largest and most impressive archaeological zones that you will see in your life. This is the Pyramid of the Moon. If you are not in very good physical condition, this is the recommended one to visit, part of which you have an excellent view of the entire Calzada de los Muertos, Road of the Dead. The Pyramid of the Sun is the main attraction of Teotihuacan. They are 247 steps up to the top and 66 meters high. Touring the archaeological zone whets your appetite, and it's appreciated that the tour includes a buffet-style meal in a restaurant near the pyramids, with a show of dancers and mariachi. Another option to visit the pyramids is through air balloons that make a very special tour over the Teotihuacan and its magnificent views.